What if I told you there's an ancient manuscript so profound and controversial that it was excluded from the Bible? Hidden away for millennia, known only to a select few. A text that delves deep into the realms of angels and demons, reveals secrets about the origins of evil, and offers visions of the end times that could shake the very foundations of our beliefs. Imagine a book that claims to contain the first-hand accounts of a man who walked with God, journeyed through the heavens, and was granted knowledge beyond human comprehension. But here's the catch: most people have never even heard of it. This is the story of the Book of Enoch, an ancient text attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah, a man who, according to the Bible, walked with God and was taken up into heaven without experiencing death, a figure so enigmatic that his life sparked legends and inspired countless interpretations. Why was this book banned? What secrets does it contain that were deemed too dangerous for the masses? And what could it reveal about the spiritual realities that govern our world today? Stay with us, because in the next few minutes, we're going to uncover the hidden mysteries of Enoch, explore his encounters with celestial beings, delve into his prophetic visions, and question why such a pivotal work was excluded from the sacred scriptures. But be warned, once you hear what Enoch has to say, you'll never look at the world the same way again. Let's begin. The prophet who walked with God. In the Bible, Enoch is a tantalizing mystery. A man who appears briefly in the genealogies of Genesis, yet leaves an indelible mark on theological thought. Genesis 5:3-1-24 tells us, "One Enoch had lived 65 years. He became the father of Methuselah. After he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked faithfully with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God. Then he was no more, because God took him away." A mere 4 verses, and yet they spark a multitude of questions. Who was this man who walked faithfully with God? What does it mean that God took him away? Unlike other patriarchs listed in Genesis, there's no mention of Enoch's death. Instead, he simply vanishes from the earthly realm. Throughout history, scholars and theologians have pondered over Enoch's fate. Was he granted immortality? Did he ascend to heaven alive, much like the prophet Elijah in later biblical accounts? These questions have fueled legends, apocryphal writings, and mystical interpretations across various cultures and religions. But what if Enoch didn't just disappear? What if his experiences were meticulously recorded in a hidden text, offering insights into divine mysteries beyond our wildest imagination? Enter the Book of Enoch, an ancient text that claims to chronicle Enoch's life, his interactions with divine beings, his journeys through celestial realms, and his visions of both the ancient world and the distant future. A book that fills the gaps left by the brief mentions in Genesis, painting a vivid picture of a man chosen by God to receive and deliver profound revelations. This raises a compelling question: could the Book of Enoch be the key to unlocking some of the Bible's greatest mysteries? Chapter 2. The discovery and significance of the Book of Enoch. The story of the Book of Enoch is as enigmatic as the man himself. For centuries, the text was considered lost to the Western world. References to it appeared in early Christian writings, hinting at its existence and influence. Church fathers like Tertullian and Origen mentioned Enoch's writings, and fragments surfaced in various theological discussions. Yet, the complete text remained elusive. That is, until the late 18th century, when Scottish explorer James Bruce returned from Ethiopia with 3 copies of the Book of Enoch written in Ge'ez, the ancient liturgical language of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Unlike most Christian denominations, the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church had preserved the Book of Enoch as part of their biblical canon. This discovery was nothing short of monumental. Suddenly, scholars had access to a text that bridged the gap between Jewish apocalyptic literature and early Christian thought. The Book of Enoch provided context for many New Testament concepts, particularly those relating to angels, demons, and eschatology, the study of end times. But its contents were controversial. The Book of Enoch delved into topics that were, and still are, considered taboo or theologically complex. It spoke of rebellious angels, celestial secrets, and prophecies that challenged established doctrines. So, why was this book excluded from the mainstream Bible? What secrets did it hold that threatened the theological status quo? To answer this, we need to understand the historical context. Early church leaders grappled with numerous texts claiming divine inspiration. The process of canonization, The selection of books to be included in the Bible was meticulous and often contentious. Criteria included apostolic authorship, consistency of doctrine, and widespread acceptance among Christian communities. The Book of Enoch, while influential, was ultimately excluded. Some argue it was due to its graphic depictions of angels and demons, which might have been considered too speculative or leading to superstition. Others suggest that its prophecies and theological assertions conflicted with emerging orthodox positions. Yet, the question remains, was the Book of Enoch suppressed because it revealed truths that were too profound or unsettling for public consumption? Chapter 3. The Watchers, Fallen Angels and the Origin of the Nephilim. Among the most fascinating and controversial sections of the Book of Enoch is the account of the Watchers. These were angels assigned by God to watch over humanity. Their story is a dramatic tale of divine beings enticed by earthly desires, leading to catastrophic consequences. According to the text, a group of 200 angels, led by Semyaza, gazed upon the beauty of human women and lusted after them. Determined to act on their desires, they descended to earth on Mount Hermon, forming a pact to share the blame for their actions. And it came to pass, when the children of men had multiplied, that in those days were born unto them beautiful and comely daughters. And the angels, the children of heaven, saw and lusted after them, and said to one another, Come, let us choose us wives from among the children of men, and beget us children. Their union with human women resulted in the birth of the Nephilim, giants of immense size and strength, often depicted as savage and tyrannical. The Nephilim consumed vast resources, bringing devastation upon the earth. They consumed all the acquisitions of men, and when men could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against them and devoured mankind. Said Enoch 7:3-4. But the transgressions didn't end there. The Watchers introduced forbidden knowledge to humanity, teachings that disrupted the natural order. Azazel, one of the prominent fallen angels, taught men the art of warfare, crafting swords, knives, shields, and breastplates. He unveiled the secrets of metals and precious stones, leading to vanity and violence. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray and became corrupt in all their ways. So Enoch 8:21-2. The Watchers also introduced enchantments, astrology, the cutting of roots, and other forms of divination. This sudden influx of knowledge led humanity astray, fostering corruption and wickedness. The impact was profound. Could these accounts explain ancient mysteries and legends of giants, advanced knowledge, and sudden leaps in human civilization? The Book of Enoch suggests that the Watchers' defiance of divine law and their imparting of forbidden knowledge were significant factors leading to the Great Flood, divine reset to cleanse the earth of corruption. The archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, observed the chaos and brought the matter before God, who decreed severe judgments upon the Watchers and their offspring. The Most High, the Great Holy One, spoke and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, saying, Go to Noah and tell him that the whole earth will be destroyed. The Watchers were bound and imprisoned, held accountable for their actions. The Nephilim were doomed to destroy each other in battle, their spirits becoming evil spirits upon the earth, a possible explanation for the origin of demons in later theological concepts. This narrative not only provides a backdrop for the Great Flood, but also offers insights into the perceived sources of evil and suffering in the world. But here's the lingering question. Is there more to the story of the Watchers and Nephilim than mere myth? Could these accounts hold kernels of historical truth or allegorical warnings for humanity? Chapter 4. Enoch's Heavenly Journeys. Beyond the tales of the Watchers and the Nephilim, the Book of Enoch offers an extraordinary account of Enoch's own experiences. He is taken on celestial voyages, guided by archangels through the various realms of heaven, witnessing the wonders and mysteries of the cosmos. Enoch's guides include Uriel, who shows him the cosmic abysses and the secrets of the heavens, Raphael, who reveals the paths of the sun and the moon, and Gabriel, who explains the fate of the rebellious angels. In his journeys, Enoch observes the treasuries of the winds. He sees how the winds are weighed and measured, understanding their role in the balance of nature. The storehouses of the rain and snow. Enoch learns how weather patterns are controlled and distributed across the earth. The paths of the celestial bodies. He gains insight into the precise movements of the sun, moon, and stars, emphasizing the harmony and order of creation. And I saw the chambers of the sun and moon, whence they proceed and whither they come again, and their glorious return. Enoch 41:5. Perhaps most profoundly, Enoch is brought before the great glory, a vision of God himself. The descriptions are awe-inspiring and humbling. I saw the Lord of the sheep standing before them, and his appearance was great and marvelous and majestic and fearsome. Enoch 9:333. During these encounters, Enoch is not merely an observer. He is entrusted with revelations about the nature of the universe, the role of humanity, and the unfolding of divine plans. He learns about the fate of souls, the destinies of the righteous and the wicked are laid bare. The coming judgments. Enoch receives prophecies about the judgments that will befall both angels and humans. The importance of righteousness, the significance of living in accordance with divine will is emphasized repeatedly. What profound truths did Enoch learn about the universe and our place in it? Enoch's accounts suggest a universe intricately connected, where physical and spiritual realms intersect, and every action has cosmic significance. His experiences blur the lines between the mortal and the divine, offering a glimpse into a reality far beyond human comprehension. These visions elevate Enoch from a mere historical figure to a mediator between God and humanity, a role that carries immense responsibility and profound implications. But could his experiences be more than spiritual allegories? Do they hint at ancient understandings of the cosmos that align with modern discoveries? Chapter 5: Visions of Judgment and the End Times. Enoch's prophetic visions are among the most compelling aspects of his journey. He foresees events that span from his own era to the distant future, offering a panoramic view of divine justice and the ultimate destiny of creation. One of his primary prophecies is the impending Great Flood, a cataclysmic event meant to purge the world of the corruption introduced by the Watchers and the Nephilim. Then the Most High, the Great and Holy One, spoke and sent Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, "Go to Noah and tell him in my name, hide yourself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching." At Enoch 10:1-2, but Enoch's visions extend far beyond the flood. He speaks of the 70 generations, a timeline that many interpret as leading up to the coming of the Messiah and the final judgment. He describes the day of judgment, a time when the righteous will be vindicated and rewarded. The wicked will face eternal punishment. Creation will be renewed, free from corruption. Enoch 1:9 we hear, "And behold, he comes with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly." This passage is notably quoted in the New Testament epistle of Jude 1:1-4-15, indicating the early Christian recognition of Enoch's prophecies. Enoch also delves into the concept of the Messiah, referred to as the Elect One or the Son of Man. This figure is portrayed as a divine ruler who will preside over the final judgment and establish an everlasting kingdom of peace and righteousness. And at that hour, that Son of Man was named in the presence of the Lord of Spirits, and his name before the Head of Days. The parallels between Enoch's visions and the apocalyptic imagery found in the book of Revelation are striking. Both texts depict cosmic battles between good and evil, the fall of rebellious angels, and the ultimate triumph of divine justice. Do Enoch's visions hold warnings for our modern world? Many believe that Enoch's prophecies are not bound by time, that they offer enduring lessons about the consequences of moral decay, the importance of righteousness, and the hope for redemption. In a world facing escalating challenges, environmental crises, social upheavals, ethical dilemmas, Enoch's insights invite us to reflect on our collective trajectory and the spiritual underpinnings of our existence. But they also raise critical questions. Are we heeding the warnings of the past? Can we alter the course of our future? Chapter 6: Astronomical Secrets and the Calendar of Heaven. One of the most intriguing components of the Book of Enoch is the astronomical book, also known as the Book of the Luminaries. In this section, Enoch is instructed by the angel Uriel on the complex mechanics of the cosmos. Enoch is taught about solar and lunar cycles, detailed explanations of the sun's paths, the phases of the moon, and their synchronization, the stars and constellations, insights into the fixed and wandering stars, and their appointed times and seasons, the division of time, the structuring of days, weeks, months, and years according to celestial movements. Central to this is the introduction of a 364-day solar calendar. This calendar is divided into 12 months of 30 days each, and additional 4 epigomenal days that mark the transitions between seasons. This calendar aligns closely with the one described in the Book of Jubilees and stands in contrast to the lunar calendar adopted by many ancient cultures, including later Jewish traditions. Enoch emphasizes that adhering to this solar calendar is crucial for proper observance of sacred days, festivals, Sabbaths, and holy convocations are to be kept in alignment with celestial ordinations, maintaining harmony with divine order. Deviating from this calendar leads to confusion and misalignment with God's appointed times. But if they do not observe them according to his commandment, then they will disturb all their seasons, and the years will be dislodged from this order. In Enoch 8:6, was Enoch given advanced knowledge of astronomy that we are only rediscovering today. Some argue that Enoch's detailed accounts suggest a sophisticated understanding of astronomical phenomena, potentially predating or influencing later astronomical systems. The Dead Sea Scrolls, discovered in the mid-20th century, contain fragments of the Book of Enoch and other calendrical texts, indicating that such knowledge was preserved and valued among certain Jewish sects. Moreover, the emphasis on celestial order reinforces the idea that humanity's spiritual well-being is intertwined with the natural rhythms of the cosmos. Could aligning with these ancient principles offer solutions to modern dissonances? Chapter 7, the book's exclusion from the biblical canon. Given its profound narratives and apparent influence on early Christianity, the exclusion of the Book of Enoch from the biblical canon raises significant questions. Several factors contributed to its omission. Theological controversy. The book's detailed accounts of angels, the Watchers, and the Nephilim ventured into areas that some early church leaders found troubling or speculative. Conflicts with established doctrine. Certain teachings in Enoch appeared to conflict with emerging orthodox positions, particularly concerning the nature of Christ, salvation, and eschatology. Authenticity and authorship. Doubts about whether Enoch himself authored the text led to skepticism. The pseudepigraphal nature of texts written under a false name was a barrier for inclusion. Cultural and linguistic barriers. As Christianity spread westward, texts not originally written in Hebrew or Greek became less accessible and influential. Is there more to the story behind the book's banning? Some theorists suggest that the Book of Enoch was deliberately suppressed to maintain theological control and to prevent the dissemination of ideas that could challenge ecclesiastical authority. Others point to geopolitical factors. As the Roman Empire adopted Christianity, aligning religious texts with imperial interests became a consideration. Despite its exclusion, the Book of Enoch's persistence across cultures and eras indicates its enduring impact and relevance. Chapter 8, influence on early Christianity and other texts. Evidence of the Book of Enoch's influence is found throughout early Christian writings and beyond. As previously mentioned, the Epistle of Jude directly quotes Enoch, demonstrating that its content was familiar and respected among early believers. Church fathers such as Justin Martyr referenced concepts aligning with Enoch's teachings on angels and the pre-existence of Christ. Irenaeus discussed the fall of angels and the corruption of humanity in ways reminiscent of Enochian narratives. Clement of Alexandria acknowledged Enoch's prophecies and regarded them as valuable for understanding Christian doctrine. Even outside of Christian circles, Enoch's influence is notable. In Jewish mysticism, particularly within the Kabbalah, Enoch is linked to Metatron, a powerful angelic figure. In Islamic tradition, Enoch is often identified with Idris, a prophet mentioned in the Quran praised for his wisdom and righteousness. If the New Testament alludes to Enoch, why was his book still left out? This paradox highlights the complexities of canon formation. While Enoch's ideas permeated early theological thought, institutional decisions regarding authoritative texts did not always reflect popular beliefs or traditions. It also underscores the diversity within early Christianity, a faith navigating its identity amid a tapestry of interpretations and teachings. Chapter 9, modern rediscovery and relevance. The modern era has witnessed a resurgence of interest in the Book of Enoch. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls between 1946 and 1956, which included Aramaic fragments of Enoch, provided critical validation of the text's antiquity and its prominence in Second Temple Judaism. Scholars have since delved into textual analysis, comparing different versions to reconstruct the most authentic text. Theological implications, exploring how Enoch's teachings align or conflict with traditional doctrines. Cultural impact, assessing the book's influence on literature, art, and modern spirituality. In popular culture, themes from the Book of Enoch have inspired novels, films, and speculative theories. The fascination with angels, fallen or otherwise, continues to captivate the human imagination. What can Enoch's ancient wisdom teach us about our future? In an age grappling with existential threats, ethical quandaries posed by technological advancement, and a growing interest in spirituality beyond institutional religion, Enoch's insights offer moral guidance, emphasizing the consequences of hubris and moral transgression. Cosmic perspective, encouraging a view of humanity as part of a larger, interconnected universe. Hope for redemption, affirming that even amid corruption, paths to righteousness and renewal remain. Enoch's writings challenge us to reflect deeply on our choices, our relationship with the divine, and our responsibilities within the cosmic order. Chapter
Moral Guidance.
10. Enoch's ultimate revelation and ascension. At the pinnacle of Enoch's narrative lies a transformation that blurs the boundaries between human and divine, a metamorphosis that elevates him to the celestial hierarchy. According to certain mystical traditions, most notably within Kabbalistic literature, Enoch doesn't simply ascend to heaven, he becomes the angel Metatron. This is elaborated in texts like 3 Enoch, where Rabbi Ishmael recounts his celestial journey and encounters with Metatron, who reveals his origins as Enoch son of Jared. And he said to me, "At first my name was Enoch son of Jared, and the Holy One, blessed be he, made me a throne similar to the throne of glory. And he called me the lesser YHJUH, in the presence of his whole household in the height." As Metatron, Enoch assumes roles such as celestial scribe, recording all deeds of humanity, maintaining the divine record, mediator, acting as an intermediary between God and the angels, and sometimes between God and humans, prince of the presence, holding a position of authority within the heavenly realms. This transformation is not merely an honor, but signifies a profound union with the divine will, a culmination of Enoch's unwavering faith and righteousness. This is the moment where Enoch's journey reaches its pinnacle, a human elevated to the ranks of the heavenly host, entrusted with the secrets of the universe. The implications are staggering spiritual potential, suggesting that humans possess the capacity to transcend earthly limitations and partake in divine nature. Interconnectedness of realms, reinforcing the idea that the physical and spiritual worlds are deeply intertwined. Revelation of mysteries, indicating that ultimate knowledge and understanding are attainable through devotion and alignment with divine principles. But what does this mean for us? Enoch's ascension challenges conventional notions of humanity's place in the cosmos. It invites us to consider the heights we can reach through righteousness and wisdom, the responsibilities that come with greater knowledge and proximity to the divine, the possibilities that lie beyond our current understanding of life and existence. Resolution. Reflecting on Enoch's legacy, as we stand at the end of this profound exploration, we're left with a tapestry woven from threads of mystery, wisdom, caution, and hope. Enoch's story is not just an ancient myth or theological footnote. It's a rich narrative that bridges gaps, connecting the antediluvian world with our own, offering insights into universal truths, challenges perceptions, questioning established doctrines, and encouraging us to delve deeper into our beliefs, inspires reflection, prompting introspection about our actions, their consequences, and our relationship with the divine. The tales of the Watchers and the Nephilim warn of the perils of hubris and the corruption that comes from defying natural and divine laws. Enoch's heavenly journeys expand our minds to consider realities beyond the physical, suggesting that the universe is far more complex and interconnected than we might perceive. His prophecies urge us to recognize patterns in history and to understand that actions have ramifications that echo across generations. The ultimate judgment and the hope for redemption underscore the principles of justice and mercy that are central to many faiths. In a world fraught with uncertainty, Enoch's journey reminds us that we are part of a grand narrative, that our choices matter, and that by seeking alignment with the divine, we too can transcend limitations and contribute to a legacy of light. If you've been captivated by the hidden truths and profound mysteries, subscribe to this channel and leave a like. If you click here, you will be redirected to the next video. Thank you for listening.